Picture this: you're walking into a crowded cafeteria, you're carrying your tray, and then your foot catches the edge of a chair. You don't fall, but your tray rattles, your food slides, you catch it barely. And in that half second, your brain does something wild. It convinces you that every single person in that room just watched you. But here's the truth: they didn't. They were too busy thinking about themselves. Welcome to the spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is a cognitive bias, a mental shortcut your brain takes that makes you believe other people notice and judge you far more than they actually do. You feel like you're standing under a giant spotlight, the center of attention, every mistake amplified, every flaw on display. In reality, the spotlight is almost entirely in your head. Other people are too consumed by their own spotlight to look at yours. This is one of the most well-studied biases in social psychology, and once you understand it, you can't unsee it. In 1999, psychologists Thomas Gilovich, Victoria Medvec, and Kenneth Savitsky at Cornell University ran a now-famous experiment. They asked participants to wear a t-shirt featuring a really embarrassing face, Barry Manilow, and walk into a room full of other students. Before entering, the participants were asked, "How many people in that room do you think will notice your shirt?" On average, they guessed about 50% of people in the room would notice. The actual number, only 23%, people consistently overestimated how much others noticed them by more than double. This wasn't a one-time thing. Gilovich and his team replicated this across multiple studies. People consistently felt more observed than they were. Okay, but why does your brain lie to you like this? Why does it put you under a spotlight that doesn't exist? The answer starts with something called anchoring on your own perspective. You are the only person who has 100% access to your own experience. You know you're wearing an embarrassing shirt, you know you tripped, you know you stumbled over your words. That awareness is screaming inside your head. Because it feels so loud and obvious to you, your brain assumes it must be just as loud and obvious to everyone else. This is called egocentrism, not the arrogant kind, but the automatic, hardwired kind. Your brain simply can't fully escape its own point of view. There's another layer to this. It's called the illusion of transparency, the feeling that your internal emotions are visible on your face for everyone to read. You feel nervous, so you think everyone can see you're nervous. You feel embarrassed, so you think your face is betraying every thought. Research shows people consistently overestimate how readable their emotions are. Their anxiety, their excitement, their discomfort, mostly invisible to everyone around them. There's actually a deep evolutionary reason for this. For most of human history, being watched, being noticed, was actually dangerous. In small tribal communities, your reputation determined whether you ate, whether you were protected, whether you survived. Social judgment was literally life or death. So your brain evolved to be hyper-aware of social attention. It became wired to ask, is someone watching me? Am I being judged? Could this moment hurt my standing in the group? The problem. Your brain is still running that ancient software. In the modern world, tripping in a cafeteria won't get you exiled from the tribe, but your brain hasn't fully updated. Let's bring this into real life. Think about the last time you gave a presentation and made a mistake. Or think about posting something on social media and immediately regretting it, convinced everyone is analyzing your caption, your angle, your word choice. Wearing something slightly different to school or work, and spending the whole day convinced people are secretly judging your outfit. In each of these cases, the data is clear. Your internal experience of being observed is dramatically larger than the reality. So how do you actually break free from the spotlight? The first step is the most powerful. Remember that everyone else is under their own spotlight. This isn't just comforting, it's empirically true. People are statistically far more focused on themselves than on you. Second, practice cognitive reframing. When you feel that spotlight clicking on, ask yourself, what's the actual evidence that anyone noticed? Third, use time as perspective. Ask yourself, will this moment matter in a week, a month, a year? And fourth, exposure. The more often you put yourself in situations that feel observed, the more your brain recalibrates and realizes nothing catastrophic actually happens. Here's the thing, the spotlight effect doesn't make you weak or overly sensitive. It makes you human. It's the result of a brain that evolved to care deeply about social connection. Goal isn't to stop caring what people think, it's to stop overestimating how much they're actually thinking it. You are not on a stage. You are in a crowd of people, each of them quietly starring in their own movie, too busy with their own plot to be fixated on your blooper reel. If this video made you think about your own spotlight, share it with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe to Brainsphere Cortex, because we turn psychology into clarity, one concept at a time.